Hey there. Welcome back to the Golfweek Amateur Tour, the podcast. Chris, should we tell people how to join the tour?
Of course. Whether you're a seasoned member or just tuning in to learn more, we're here to help you dive into the ins and outs of the tour. If you've been on the fence about joining, there's no better time than now. It's a fantastic way to play competitive golf, meet other passionate golfers, and step up your game.
Registration is open. All you need to do is go to amateurgolftour.net. Click Join the Tour button and pay your local tour's membership dues.
And if you want to keep up with all things Golfweek Amateur Tour, make sure you're subscribed and listening to the podcast on your favorite platform. Don't forget to download each episode, share it with your golf buddies, and if you're enjoying the show, drop us a like and a review. Your feedback helps us grow the community and reach more golfers just like you. Thanks for tuning in. Now let's get into today's episode.
All right, Chris, welcome back. Postmasters, Post-Heritage edition of the Golfweek Amateur Tour, the podcast. Best episode in the history of podcasts is going to happen right here tonight.
Yes, sir. It is. It's going to be exciting. You better listen in.
Better. You enjoy the Masters? Happy Rory won?
I did enjoy the Masters. I was really rooting for Rose. I'd rather see Rose win than Rory, but eventually he was gonna win his Grand Slam. Honestly, I'm not a big Rory fan, but I think a lot of Tiger fans are not a big Rory fan.
Well,
And
that's a good point. I used to despise him, but I've kind of come around as he's gotten older. I think he has really kind of grown into his role as, I wouldn't say an elder statesman, but an ambassador of the tour. I think he's really kind of grown into that, and not been the obnoxious kid that he was.
right. I mean, when he started, he was.
Mm-hmm.
I would completely agree with you until the last Ryder Cup where he wanted to fight everybody in the parking lot. I thought that was a little childish and kind of took it back a good notch or two or 10. But I mean, like Tiger, as Tiger got older, we started to see him smiling, and you see that Kevin Na interaction he had at the Players with him, and it's good to see. And you're starting to see it with Rory and some of the older golfers out there. Like I said, I'm happy that he got the Grand Slam. He's been working at it for 11 years, trying to get that thing solidified. You can tell in his reaction how much it meant for him to get it.
Yeah.
Glad his family was there, his daughter was there. She may not understand it, but later on in life she will understand how much that meant. So like I said, good for him. I was really, really rooting for Rose, especially when he made that birdie on 18. Really thought there was a chance, and I can't believe Rory gave him that extra hole, because anything can happen in that playoff hole. Anything.
Yeah, Rory tried to give it away. Man, he tried his hardest to give it away. Oh
Yeah.
my God.
I think that second shot on that last par 5 around the trees, like Bubba Watson did a couple years, or a decade, probably more than a decade ago. That, I mean, if that guy, that ball could easily hook into the water or hit the slope and keep rolling down to the water, and that thing landed 7 feet, maybe 8 feet.
Well, here's the thing about that. If you ever get a chance to go and you look at that shot, it's more impressive than you think. It's more impressive than you think from where he hit that ball to where it was.
Right.
I mean, no, you have. I mean, you really don't have any idea unless you've been there and seen that. I mean, it looks impressive to begin with.
Right.
But it's.
I can imagine with the green being as tiny as it is.
Mm-hmm. It's oh God, it's narrow. I mean, and that with the tree there, it's impressive. I mean, it was a heck of a shot. I mean, any way you look at it, right? So
right.
But dumping the ball in the water, I can't believe he did that.
And Bryson, he didn't seem like he showed up for a fourth day.
Yeah, I don't know
Like
what that
he was
all
tired after 3 rounds, like it was a live golf event. I mean,
about. Oh man, see, come on now.
he was
Oh
was
my.
disappointing, a disappointment.
Well, I'm gonna tell you another disappointing thing. Okay, so we're now a month into this thing, this whole Stu sub thing. Guess what?
Huh.
Still haven't had a Stu sub. I said to Jen on Sunday, I said, well, let's go over to Stu's to grab a sub for Sunday afternoon before the Masters actually comes on. I said, wait a second, I'm not sure if they're open. Check that they're not open on Sunday. So I don't know. I got to get a Stu sub here soon. Anyway, let's get back to the business at hand. We've got a really good episode. We've got Louisiana South Tour member won his first event. We're gonna be talking to him. We've got the March Player of the Month winner. We'll be talking to them. And actually, we're gonna name all the nominees later on the show. Congratulate them, and then we'll go from there. Ready to get started?
Sounds good. Let's go.
Let's do it.
Ladies and gentlemen, Golfweek Amateur Tour proudly presents Golfweek Amateur Tour, the podcast, talking about all things Golfweek Amateur Tour, including interviews with tour directors, players, and course professionals. Now here are your hosts, Tim Newman and El Paso Las Cruces Tour Director, Chris Rocha.
Ay.
Oh my God, Chris. Yeah. So welcome back. Just so everybody knows, Chris made me laugh as we were coming in.
He can't stop.
Oh gosh, that's funny. Don't even worry about what he said, but it's funny. And Chris, how you doing, bud? You good?
I'm doing good, yeah. Getting better, so that's a good sign. But I feel like I'm 90 years old with the amount of medication I'm taking, but as long as it gets me better, that's all that matters.
That's all that matters. Yeah, I like your new setup. Maybe we'll talk about that. But let's just get right into it. Our first guest of the week, one of his buddies sent a message through Facebook, so we got to talk to this guy. Even though we've got a Houston tour, he drives from Houston to the Louisiana South Tour every tournament. Got his first win a couple weeks ago, and let's just go ahead and bring him in. His name is he's out there. Come on now. I got Jen here trying to tell me his name. I know his name, but I'm hitting show and he's not showing up. There he is.
There he is.
Hey,
He's
welcome,
on mute.
Greg. You would think this is our first time doing this, and I got Jen in the background on the other side of the curtain back there. Tell me your name. I said, I know what your name is. I can't figure out how to get you back into the room. So welcome to the show, Greg.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, no worries. You live in Houston, but you got you travel to Louisiana South tour for all your tournaments. And one of your buddies sent us a message, said you won your first tournaments. We got to talk to you. So tell us about it.
Well, our Louisiana South tournament for Carter Plantation got canceled, so I decided to play the Houston tournament, which was in Margaritaville. And I mean, I was just hitting the ball good that day. the ball good on the fairway. I don't hit the ball long. If I hit the ball 200 yards, I'm surprised actually. But I played pretty good, I guess, and come out with a victory. I was very happy.
Well, you blew everybody away. You won by 4 strokes.
Yes, sir, but it's the Houston Tour. It's not as much competition as the Louisiana South.
Oh,
I mean,
Calling them out.
come on, Houston! You guys got to step it up.
Uh-oh.
Here we go. And so this, Chris, I think this is the first time we've had this. I mean, just throwing the
yeah.
gauntlet down.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. I enjoy it.
I'm all right with that.
maybe I
No,
said
I
that
think you
the wrong way.
said, Greg,
You said it the
own
right
it, buddy.
way. Don't worry about that.
Greg, you said what you said. Own it. I mean, it is what it is. Now, if you had said it was the El Paso tour, then I'd probably have to separate you two. But
Uh-oh.
On the Louisiana South Tour, we have 15, 16, even 18 to 20 players in the D flight. That's what flight I'm in. On the United States. I mean, a win's a win. I understand that there's competition over in Louisiana.
yeah, but like you said, a win's a win. You know, take what you can get.
With 5 years.
Well, I mean, I'm
Appreciate
looking at it right now, and I didn't even know this. In Sea Flight, one of my guys went out there and won. So congratulations to him, too. That's his first time winning as well. So maybe Houston's the spot to go if you want to get your first win.
No, Chris, maybe that's where you should go for
Settle down.
your next A flight.
Settle down. Stop right there. Stop right there.
So Greg, you've been on tour for 5 years. What keeps you coming back if this is your first win? What keeps you coming back?
Man, the guys over in Louisiana South are just absolutely amazing. Yeah, I'll go over there and win, but it's my camaraderie than anything. It's those are my brothers over there, and it's really funny how it all started. Michael Wilcox came over to Houston my first year. We were playing Tour 18, and I met him, and he told me he was from Louisiana South, and he bought me a Bloody Mary, and that's really how it all started. I started playing there the next year, and I mean, from the very get-go, very first tournament with the Bluffs, and I mean, they took me in like they knew me forever, and that's the way it's been for the past 4 years that I've been up.
Nice.
That's awesome. It was Shane Stevens that sent the message on Facebook, and basically what he said was, you drive over there because one of the reasons is you like to party with the LA South guys. I mean, excuse me, Louisiana South guys.
Oh yeah, we do that too.
He's like, yeah, it's there.
Yeah, it's just normal stuff. It's just normal. It's just normal Saturday. It's just what we do. So when you drive over there, what's your favorite course to play over there in Louisiana?
Probably Casati Pines. That's a beautiful course. This year we're playing the TPC of Louisiana, so that's going to be interesting.
So you're at Casati Pines in at the end of June. That's good.
Yes, sir. At the end of June,
yeah.
We're playing a new one this weekend that I've never played, Golden Nugget. I never played that course, so that'd be interesting.
Yeah. When we had when we had JP on last year, he talked about that course, and he said really good things about it. So I think you're going to enjoy it.
That TPC one, that's where the Zurich Classic is, correct?
Yes.
I
So
might have to. I might have to look at my schedule and see if I'm available.
you're doing a lot of traveling now.
Yeah, I'll drive.
There you
Just kidding. I'll be in Albuquerque.
go. So Greg, you
That would be a long ride, Chris.
yes, would that be for you? What would that be for you, Chris? 10 hours?
24 hours, maybe? No. It's 16 to get to Houston.
Not doing that. But Greg, I'm just looking at your scoring history. You don't miss. You don't miss tournament at all. You've got 60 rounds, since March of 2001. March of 2021.
Wow.
How many rounds?
60.
He doesn't even know.
That's
No, I did. I didn't. I had no clue. No,
yeah, but
I don't try to miss. I'm gonna miss a lot more this year because there's a lot of Houston tournaments that I want to play. But I like I said before, I just like around them guys. They're my brothers to me, and it's just when you're around them, you can see. It's hard to explain.
yeah. Yeah, Greg, I know exactly what you mean. We talked on here before. At least for me, tournament day is the best day of the week. Love hanging out with the guys and having all that fun. So, Chris, from our perspective, we kind of hope that every tour is like that.
Right. Right. And I think every tour strives to be like that, where it doesn't matter where you're at. But I mean, your local tour or the tour that you call your local tour, you have those special bonds with those players. So I completely agree. That's like with me and some of the Arizona guys. Even though I keep getting pictures of the Ryder Cup belt every 2 weeks, they're still like brothers to me.
You're not gonna give that up, are you? You're not gonna let it go.
Not until I get it back. No. Come on now. Then it'll be on every episode of the podcast. Don't you wait. Just wait and see.
I get it.
Now that we're video, they have no idea.
Oh, Greg, you were at the regional at Tamaka Trails in last June. There's been a lot of talk about the food that was there. Gina did a really good job with the authentic Cajun food. But Chris was liking the Mexican food better. Did you?
We were playing a little game. She really did an awesome job.
Yeah.
But she had a thing to where you had to chip over a 12-foot wall, and then you had to putt, and then you had to go out there and chip underneath some trees. And I didn't get to eat. Basically, what I'm trying to say. But everybody's saying that the food was great. I'm going to be back over there this year. I mean, she really did an awesome job on that regional. It was a lot.
It really was.
No, I mean, I was able to participate in it, and it was a blast. That wall makes you think, oh, I'm a good flop player, but no, you're not. Not when you got to go over a wall like that. But luckily, I hit the top of one and it bounced over, so I got the point. But I ended up winning my flight, so that was nice for at least that challenge.
Greg, how'd you do in that
Friday? That Friday we're over at the casino, and we got to go to the. Okay, I was going to say
the Top Golf Simulator.
Yes, the simulator. That's the word I was looking for. Thank you, Chris.
Yeah, I enjoyed it out there too. Although I didn't like the casino very much, I didn't walk away winner there. But the food was good. Love seeing the guys. Again, Gina did a great job with it, and hopefully we can get back there again real soon, Chris.
Yeah, I can't wait. It'll be a blast.
Now, Greg, the big question is, are we going to see you at National Championship this year?
So you will.
All right. So make sure you come and see us at check-in. And we're still working on which regionals Chris and I are going to get to, and hopefully we'll see you at one of those as well. All right, bud. Thanks so much for taking some time with us tonight. I really do appreciate it. Congratulations on the win, and Chris, I think we should start just making this a standard invitation. If you come on and then you win 3 in a row, we'll make a segment for you for the rest of the year.
Fine with me. I think
Hopefully I'll win. Hopefully I'll win this second one.
Yeah, I hope so.
It's kind of addictive.
Yes, there's only one thing better than one win, and that's 2 wins. So you got to get after it.
Exactly.
So, all right, bud. Will you take care of yourself, and we'll talk to you soon. Let's take a break from the show to hear about Srixon's ZX Mark II drivers.
ZX Mark II drivers are for major players, major winners, major power. All new ZX Mark II drivers, only from Srixon.
Chris, I'm really glad that we got to talk to Greg tonight. And when we started this thing, a couple of years ago, we never knew what it was going to turn into. We surely didn't think it was going to be this.
Right.
But Greg was sent to us from a Facebook message. From one of his friends on tour, said, "Oh, you got to talk to this guy. He got his first win ever. Really excited." And I really enjoyed talking to him, talking to Greg, and what he goes through to travel and play every week.
Yeah, I mean it's cool that you have a bunch of tours around that you can just go and travel. I mean, I'm pretty sure they can be long weekends depending on how your round goes if you have to drive back right away. But to get your first win is just one of those that you always remember. You get that monkey off your back, and then it just seems like there's a time period where you keep winning, and that's where the competitive part comes. And then hopefully some players are lucky enough to get moved up because they're playing so well. And then you have that dry spell, but when you get that next win in the next flight, it builds that competitive fire again, and you just keep going. So, congratulations to him. It's good to see that other people are bringing up the fact that, hey, you need to interview this guy that got his first win ever.
First win ever, yeah, that's pretty awesome. And he had some technological difficulties. I think that's going to be the theme of this episode. Still the best episode ever. But I know he has some technological issues, and he sent you an email to wrap things up. You want to go ahead and read that for everybody?
Yeah, I mean, he sent me this email almost right after we talked to him. But he forgot to mention a couple people that he really wanted to talk about. Like you said, we did have some issues, but I'll go ahead and read it out. This is from Greg. He wanted to thank Shane Stevens, and please forgive me if I mispronounce some of these names. In El Paso, we kind of have some regular names. Everybody has the same last name, so he wanted to thank Shane Stevens for sending us an email to set up the interview. Also like to thank JP and his crew, Michael Wilcox, Geoff Bernard, and Miss Jenny for doing such a wonderful job on the tour. And last but not least, Kane Savoy for giving me a few pointers and helping me with my game. All of the guys on tour are the best and my brothers. Thank God that I'm able to play golf wherever possible. And again, thanks for having me on the show. So that's kind of cool, I mean,
it is.
He has like a little fan club that he wants to thank. But I think everybody on tour has that 5 or 6 group of people that they really enjoy seeing week in and week out at events.
Exactly. And it's good to know that, again, like that people are cheering each other on as well. That's again, that's what it really comes back to. But Greg, congratulations on your first win. Hopefully we'll see you in Hilton Head in national championship, or if you go to regional, hopefully we'll see you there as well. Now we've got our March National Player of the Year, which is, it's a really inspiring story. We talk all the time and about cancer and how devastating it is of a disease and how it affects everybody. And I'm really glad that this person was nominated, because it's a feel good story all the way around. I mean, he's been a long-time tour member, very loyal to the tour, has been helping out and doing those things that we talk about all the time, plus helping his wife beat cancer, and so really looking forward to talking to this gentleman.
Yeah, I mean, I will say this: the competition is getting fierce every month as we keep getting more and more nominations. But when you and me read it, it kind of stood out to us because of that. And I mean, that's one of the driving forces of this tour is to help V Foundation. And like you say all the time, everybody's touched with it one way or another. Touched by it, unfortunately. But it was a cool story, and be able to talk to him it's going to be a great time, and I can't wait to hear how excited he is to be nominated for this.
Yeah, let's go and bring him in. All right, Chris. Oh my gosh! All right, Chris. Let's go ahead and welcome in our March National Player of the Month from Richmond, Roger Clater, and his tour director, Sean Redmond. Guys, welcome to the show.
Hey, how y'all doing this evening?
Doing awesome. Yeah, what everybody doesn't know, behind the scenes is it took almost 2 hours to get everybody connected tonight, and
settle down.
Roger, that's what you get for being Player of the Month. You get to mess with technology, when you should be hanging out.
Absolutely, I learned some stuff I didn't know.
There you go. Well, Roger, first off, congratulations. And what I want to do is I want to read you the nomination that was sent in, and then we'll really get into talking about what's been going on with you and what's going on in the Richmond tour.
Okay.
So here it is. I would like to nominate Roger Clater, Richmond, Virginia, for this month. Roger Clater has been a tour member on both Tidewater and Richmond, Virginia tour for over 10 years. He has been a multiple winner and season points champion as well. His dedication to this tour and the friendships he has built along the way goes to show why he is such a great tour member. Roger's wife just finished her cancer treatments, and fellow tour director Sean Redmond presented her with a championship belt. She loved every minute of it, and now Roger and her have champion belts. As tour members and directors, we always look after our tour members and ask about the families. And this has been a tough battle, but Roger was right there all the way with her. So, congratulations on being the Player of the Month, but more importantly, congratulations to your wife, who is better and still with us.
Thank you very much. She's much better.
Is she cancer-free or out of the woods or just?
She's cancer-free. She's back working full-time now.
Wow.
Enjoying life.
I think that's the most important thing, working full-time, isn't it?
Absolutely. Bring that money in, baby. My sugar mama.
There you go. Yeah, I need to get one of those. Well, Sean, I know you and Roger have been friends for forever. First off, thank you for bringing this to our attention, because everybody knows what the tour, what our tour charity is, revolves around cancer. Nobody on tour doesn't know somebody who hasn't been affected by this, whether it's a family member, whether it's a friend. We've all been touched by this deadly disease, and hearing something positive about this is really good to hear. So thank you for nominating Roger.
Amen.
Yeah, it's like I said, me and Roger been neighbors, and golf friends. We've known each other for a long time, and when somebody finally, we hear so many bad cancer stories that when somebody finally can come through the other side, it's worth celebrating. It's worth the belt. And I was just like, man, we got to do something. I mean, she still worked going through chemo. Just good people, and like I said, Roger is one of my players on my tour, but also one of my friends and part of the family. It's just something that you can't be quiet about. You've got to do something. And Roger had got a belt where he won a belt in previous golf. So I was like, man, let's get her a championship belt for beating cancer. And
awesome.
me and Roger, we rolled up in her work one day and we just stopped everybody and said, look, we want to present her with this trophy for her kicking cancer's ass. And I mean, the place went wild. It gives me chills thinking about it now, because we all talk about it and we want to help, but sometimes that little bit of stuff there, and then the people that talked to us afterwards that had been battling, and it just gave them a little bit more of encouragement to keep going.
Absolutely.
It's just awesome. And we've all lost people. I mean, there's a lot of people I play golf with, not a lot, but I probably in the last 5 years, at least 5 or 6 people that have been on the tours that I've known that have died from cancer. And that sucks, man. And we're all trying. Last year we had a good push and raised some money for the V Foundation now, and putting all our stuff together. So we keep lifting our players up and keep raising money, and we're going to have more of these victory stories soon.
Absolutely.
Yes, we will. Yes, we will. So Roger, how long have you been on the tour, and what would you say is your favorite memory of being on tour? And you can't say winning the belt or giving your wife the belt. It's got to be something that you actually did.
I've been on the tour about 10 years, and my biggest accomplishment was at King's Mill. It was about 2 weeks after the ladies played there, probably 6 years ago. I was still in D-flight. And I hit one heck of a drive. The ground was just hard as a brick. When the girls were playing, you could see them hit iron shots and dust would fly. So I hit a pretty good drive right down the middle. And then I hit a 5-wood, stuck it on the green, and I made an eagle that paid me about $1,200.
Whoa.
Wow.
And that's one of my biggest accomplishments, other than winning a championship in D-flight. So that was a day to remember.
$1,200. I'll take that over a win any day, though.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I got the skin and the scooper skin, and I'm sure those champ and A-flighters were just having a fit that a D-flighter won that kind of money, and
I mean, but it shows you that any flight can win a super skin.
Any flight.
So,
that's it.
These guys that are in D-flight saying, "Oh, I have no chance." Yeah, you technically do. You're playing closer. You gotta have that one perfect hole.
That's it.
And you can walk away with some money.
Absolutely.
Well, Chris, I don't know if you looked at the winners from the that pool that we're in. So guys, Masters was just over this weekend, and Chris and I are in a pool where the winner won $31,000.
Woo! Oh, nice.
It wasn't me.
Nice.
Wasn't me either.
Man, that's a lot of money on the line.
It is. So, Sean, you told me a story about Roger, before we got on. You want to tell that story? Because I think I like your story better than the one he told.
Yeah. It's how golf goes sometimes. So it was at a Carolina club, and Roger Clater was playing Kennedy Bland in a playoff. And, there's good following. So there's probably 30 people, 35, 40 people standing back watching them come into the green. So Kennedy Bland hits it on par 5 and 2. Roger's just a little bit short. So everybody's watching, getting quiet, and we're watching him. Roger gets up there and blades the ball across the green, and you just hear everybody go, oh, and it's like people are moving. It's like, oh man, it's bad. It's bad. And I mean, Roger's face is blood red. I can see he's pissed. So as he's walking across the green, he just looks at me a little bit. I was like, come on, man. And he's probably say 10 or 15 yards. And it's not an easy shot by no means. He's 10, 15 yards off the green. He's got to chip it up on the green, let it trickle down. And he holds out for birdie. So it's like you go from blading it across the green to chipping it in for birdie, and I'm videoing it. So I'm like, yeah, man, he's got some good street cred now. He's going to show everybody. And then, KB's putting for eagle, but after you chip in for birdie, man, he didn't even get it close. But they wound up birdieing and going to another hole. But, yeah, Roger, he bladed it terrible. And then the chip it in, that's our golf careers right there, bad shot, good shot.
But that's what keeps you coming back, though, too.
Absolutely. No doubt.
Roger's definitely lucky on the golf course. I play a lot of golf with him in the afternoons and stuff, and we're battling over those dollar birdies and dollar CPs.
That's it.
Hey, they add up after a while.
I keep telling him he needs to give me strokes. He says, I'll give you mulligans because you'll learn to get better that way.
Yeah, if anybody wants to get better, because it's very hard for a low handicap to play with a higher handicap golfer and give them 15, 20 strokes. So I always told Roger when he started playing back, look, I'll give you mulligans because if you're going to take my money, you're going to hit the shots. And if everybody did that, that's how you bring those D and C players up to A and B flight. Because they've got to hit those shots. If you're
I like that.
Yeah, and get tired of losing, you got to shoot 5 under to beat a 19 handicap. I mean, that's just like, come on, man, that's tough. So,
I like that idea, actually.
Yeah, I mean, what it does is it keeps people playing together because I know my C and D flight guys love to play with the A and B flight guys, but sometimes they don't want to bet or do anything because it's like different tee boxes or whatever. But when you give them mulligans, so I'd give Roger 4 or 5 mulligans a side. So, and he would take my money because, you missed that first shot, then you hit that second shot. Now he's confident. Now I'm struggling to try to keep up with it.
Right.
But that's how you improve the game. You don't give nobody nothing. Let them earn it. And if you do that, then everybody Roger's good at golf right now. I mean, he's in C flight. But I've seen him shoot, 1 or 2 over in our afternoon nines, and it's like, man, dude, you need to calm down. But you give them that opportunity to get better. That's right. The whole thing is you want people to get better. I'm not in for it for the career D flighters. I mean, they're out there, but get the D and C flight, and then C to B, and then you change people. So I started in D flight. I know people from D to champ flight on like all the tours almost, it seems like, from the mix of people. But yeah, if you give them mulligans, let them get better. If you're going to take my money, earn it,
I like that.
That's a really, really good idea. I've never thought of it that way, but you're absolutely right because you got it. Like you said, you got to actually hit the shot and then go and hit it again, as opposed to, I'll go ahead and I'll double bogey in because I know I got 2 strokes from this hole,
right?
And I'll be fine, as opposed to actually concentrating and focusing on hitting the shot like you're supposed to.
Yep. And then also will let that champ and A flight guys play with the B and C's. Mm-hmm. Because if they feel like they got to shoot 3 or 4 under to win a little bit of money or on a side game,
right?
They're not going to play. But you get a champ flight guy that's going to give you 10 mulligans a side. He'll be like, all right, man, let's go see what you got, And it just makes that whole thing like my champ flight guys will play with my B flight guys. It's got to be a good mix. And I think that's how you build a good tour. You got to have everybody, vibing together.
Exactly. So Roger, you and Sean have been friends for a long time. Give us a good story about Sean. Okay. Give us a good one.
Man, you caught me by surprise.
He has too many.
He does really have too many. But I have to say, Sean, his work ethic is one top notch of anybody I know. He's working hard to build the Richmond Tour up to what he wants it to be. And he's a hard worker, whether it's work or play. I mean, you play hard, you work hard, but all around good guy. I can't ask for a better friend.
Well, we know that, but I want a golf story with you playing golf with him. That's going to make us all laugh.
Oh my God!
I know you probably got 2 dozen of them. Easy.
Man, Sean is so good. I mean,
Oh, get out of here!
he's in A, I'm in C. It's hard for me to compete with him. So a lot of times we'll get out there and we'll have a few dollars on the line, and we'll do reverse mulligans, where say he sinks a birdie putt, we'll call a mulligan on him. He's got to make that putt again.
Ooh, oh.
Now we're playing Uno golf.
Hey, they will take my money one way or another. They like my money.
So he'll
Man, that's
sink a
harsh.
20-footer or something. Well, I know I got to put that sumbitch over again.
Man, I'm speechless on that. That's harsh.
That is pretty tough.
But you're going to do it anyway, though, right?
Absolutely. And then, when he really starts to hit it good, me and my buddy Bobby, we call him Bobby Dollars because he's always winning dollars from us. We'll play best ball against Sean and his 1 ball, and that keeps us pretty close as well.
So
That's all.
another quick story. So when Roger first started playing golf again, I think it was like January or February, but it was like 70 degrees in Virginia, but raining. And I was like, come on, Roger, let's go play. So we put on the rain suits and went out and played Dogwood in the pouring down rain, 70 degrees, the only 2 knuckleheads out there. So Roger's pretty ride or die when it comes to hitting the golf ball.
Man, see, I don't play very much golf anymore, but when I was playing a lot, I was like, if it's raining, I'm not playing. It's just
I love playing in weather.
Yeah, Chris,
Well, it's no fun unless you hit it on the green and it bounces about 6 feet. Because it's frozen.
It's frozen, right? Yeah, we played on Thanksgiving Day one time, and this was in Pennsylvania, and it was frozen. It was like when you hit the green, it was like hitting a cart path.
Yep.
And when I finally hit the green and the ball literally bounced like 20 feet in the air.
Oh yeah.
I said we're done. We're not doing that. That's just crazy. So
Years
Roger,
back, go ahead.
Sean.
Oh, years back we played a winter tour event at Bayville, out on Virginia Beach, and it snowed like 2 inches. By the time we got back to the pro shop, the sun come out, melted it. We went back out and finished the tournament.
That's
Good
crazy.
old Virginia.
Just give it a second, right?
That's it.
So Roger, it looks like your lowest score on tour is a 79. You did that last year.
Yeah, Providence Country Club. Yep.
Tell us about that.
I didn't win that day.
Oh, Bob Potter got him.
This old
Out of
guy.
all of that,
How old's Bob Potter? 78?
Oh, he might even be 80 now.
He shot 73 that day. I said, Lord have mercy. But
gee,
yeah,
in D flight.
Oh, you know what? I
C
remember that.
flight. C flight.
You know what?
Okay.
I remember that because I'm on the handicap committee, and those scores came in. I'm like, oh, what the hell's going on?
I had a really
yeah.
good day that day. Most of my shots were right where I wanted them that day, and the putts were falling as well. So couldn't do any wrong.
Well, you could have done
That's
six
some
better,
low
6 or
scores.
6 more right.
Yeah.
For as old as Bob was, man, he was on fire that day. He just won't go give Roger no room to win.
Man. Sean, what's your best round on tour?
71. I've shot 1 under, I think 3 times on tour.
Okay.
So, but
Jesus.
golf is so funny to me. Some days I'm really good. Like right now, I'll struggle in A flight. I'll get back to B flight and shoot a 73 or 74. Boom, back to A flight.
Right on back.
Just not long enough sometimes to hang with the big boys.
Well, Chris just moved to the A flight this year.
Well, congratulations.
Voluntarily, not by skill.
Oh. I'm still trying to figure out. I shot a 91 and stayed in A flight I think last tournament. So, woo.
Well, see, Sean, here's the thing: as tour director, you got to be really bad to move back because you're going to take all kinds of crap from your tour members, right? I mean, for you to move back to the B flight, you got to have like an 18 before you can actually justify moving back to the B flight.
Sometimes they want me to move back. It's like,
so hey, I've considered it. You know that.
Man, we played hunting hog from the tips. And we had a 235-yard par 3. And I'm not going to say I didn't hit the driver, but I'm not going to say I did hit the driver. But it was a very, very big-headed 3-wood.
Oh, my God. Yeah, I've got nothing for 235. I'll just give me a triple. Just
It's like, how in D flight did I play so good and hit the ball so good? Now I'm in A flight, and it's like my short game's solid, but that driver is just ridiculous.
Man. Man.
And moving to A flight, you get a double or, God forbid, a triple in the first 3 or 4 holes, man. You're 15th, 20th place easy.
Mm-hmm.
You got that fine line where the guys are dropping down from champ to A. I mean, A flight is probably the toughest flight out of all the flights. I think A flight is the most competitive across the board.
I don't know if I disagree with that, because like you said, again, you've got your borderline champ guys. And then you've got, if you're an A flight player, you're single digit and you could go low at any point. Right. It's not like a B flight player is going to shoot really on any given day, 73 or 74. Right. But an A flight player could shoot a 71 or 72 at any time.
Absolutely.
At any time.
Yep.
And like I said, again, you're competing with the borderline champ players. And if you got 15 or 20 guys in the A flight, it's like playing in a regional every week.
Yeah,
you've got to be on every week to win or be in the money.
Absolutely.
So, and then for a lot of my events, I get some Tidewater A flight guys that'll come play our events. Some DC. So, not only am I playing against my A flight guys, but now I'm playing against the Andrew Haynes and some of the top echelon guys that come from Tidewater. Which I'm glad because they're my brothers, man. I've played with Tidewater for like 17 years.
Right.
I don't even think I missed an event the first 16, 17 years I played on tour. But those guys, they support, and that's one good thing about Tidewater and Richmond sort of being close. We get a lot of support both ways.
Right.
Lyle's real good to me with trying to make things happen. And then I get a couple golf courses that won't even talk to me, and then I'm like, Lyle, pull a string or two, give him a call, whatever, and he helps out on that end. But we got to support each other's tours. I just take a few minutes for that. We got to support the DC tour. We got to support the Down East tour, because as a whole, as we do that and we go to different events, when you go down to nationals, you already know people.
It's so much fun. Yeah.
You're already confident. You're comfortable. There's nothing worse than being on a tee box with 3 dudes you don't know, and it's your first time playing a 3-day event,
Exactly.
So we're building a good brand. Dennis has built a model, and the people that he's put around him is awesome. When I went to the directors meeting, I was overwhelmed with how down to earth and cool everybody was. It was more of a family cookout,
It was. Mm-hmm. It's that's really the only time that we as tour directors get together all year long, and we may talk on the phone, may see each other at events and those types of things, but being able to have everybody in that room together to even for a couple hours, it's so much fun. You build much better connections, and you can also learn a lot while you're there too.
Yeah. You see what's working and what's not working,
Mm-hmm.
It's good stuff. I mean, I'm very grateful.
So, I mean, Sean, you're doing a really good job in Richmond. So tell us what's going on in Richmond and what do you got going on this year? And if there's one event that if somebody's traveling shouldn't miss, which one is it?
I would have to say the back-to-back-to-back events with both me, Cephas, and Tidewater. All three courses are great courses. They all the pros want us there, and that's the difference. Sometimes they
That's
tolerate
key, right?
us,
Mm-hmm.
but everybody that all of them, Providence, they want us there. The Mattapanai, they want us there. At the Highlands, Troy, the pro, I mean, he went to bat for us because the owners didn't want us there. Not that they don't want to play, but they always have a full tee sheet 6-7 days a week. And
Right.
and the pro there, Troy, went to bat for us, got us out there. And last year we had 124, 128 players. And I mean, pace of play was good. We left the course better than we found it. And everybody, there was pizzas coming out. Everybody's hung out. We did a great prize ceremony. It's just like everybody supported it, and because of that, we got to come back again this year.
Yeah.
So just building, and it takes a little bit of time to get your face out there. But I would say we got 19 new players this year that we didn't have last year, and of the 19, 17 were from player referral. So I had 17 new players that my players brought that said, "Hey, man, this is the product that's out here. Come on, let's go play some golf."
That's awesome.
And I would rather build that way.
Right.
I don't mind people coming off the street or whatever, but you sort of know. And then when one of your players are pumped up and they get their friend to come or one of the guys at their golf course to come out and play, they're already ready because they've already been coached up. They say, "Hey, man, this is what you got to be here. Be ready. Have your skin money ready. Let's check in. Let's get to the range. Let's hit balls. Let's get ready." So when your tour develops from within, oh man, that's awesome.
Exactly.
You got the tattooed biker looking guy and the young preppy kid in his Puma skin tight shirt on, and then at the end of the round, their best friends talking about, "Let me buy you a beer," man. That to me is just awesome, man.
It really is, but that's what it's about, Sean. We talk about this all the time. That's really what it's about. The golf course on tournament day. That's the day that leave all the other bullshit at home, right?
Yes.
You're coming, and we're gonna have a good time, and play golf, have fun, relax, compete, and hang out and be with your buddies, be with your guys, be with your family. That's what it's about.
Yep.
And all it takes is one person in your group to hit a great shot.
That's it.
And then it's like, "Let's go, man." It's so easy to cheer for somebody when you got the right people.
Exactly.
I mean, it's awesome.
Well, Roger, again, thank you so much for all that you do for the tour. Congratulations on being the March National Tour Member of the Month.
Thank you very much.
And all our best to your wife. I'm so happy that she's cancer free and back healthy and supporting you so you can go out and play golf some more.
Absolutely. Thank you very much.
Hey, and Tim, real quick, I want to let you know that I really appreciate you and Chris. What you're doing with this is putting us out there on a wide scale. Somebody can listen to the podcast. There's going to be people on other tours that's going to hear this and be like, "Man, I'm going to nominate my guy, this guy." And then we find more about each other. And then when we all go down to nationals, we'll be able to like, "Hey, man, that's that guy. That's that guy."
Exactly.
Y'all keep doing what y'all are doing because it's a great thing. And I listen to the podcast all the time. And some people I know, some people I don't, some people I want to look to see. But I appreciate you guys, Tim. I remember when you was in DC, man, you've taken it to another level, brother. And I really appreciate it. And Chris, hang out in A-Flight for a little while. I'll see you in nationals, bro.
Sean,
Yeah, I'll be there. I'll be there for a minute, but I appreciate it.
Sean, I really do appreciate the kind words, but you know me, it's not about me. It's about the tour. It's about the tour members and we do this because we love the tour. That's the other piece of it. When we started this, it was, I don't know if I've ever told this story on the podcast, but when I went to Dennis with this idea, I was at a place where I needed something that was fun again. That's how this got started. And he said, yeah, go ahead. And this thing kind of really blew up in about 35, 40 days. I mean, it just exploded that quickly, but it's always been about the tour. It's always been about the members, and providing value back to them. And so I appreciate the kind words, but I'm going to throw it back off on you guys as tour members. It's for you. Anybody that's listening out there, if you've got somebody that should be on here, send them our way, because that's what this is about.
That's it. We're a big family. We're a big family, and golf is all knitting us all together.
Exactly.
Made a lot of friends.
All right, guys. Well, again, thanks so much for hopping on tonight. It's only taken us 2.5 hours to get this done, but we got it. It's good seeing you guys, and we'll talk to you soon.
Let's take a break from the show to hear about Srixon's ZX Mark II irons.
A great iron set needs more than good looks. It's gotta be fast and gotta be pure. But good looks never hurt either. The all-new ZX Mark II irons from Srixon.
Tim, that was a fun conversation, and it sounds like Richmond Tour is a lot of fun. They have a good time, but they also Why are you nodding your head?
No, go ahead.
Oh, but they also have what seems like a great time out there, and just tour directors down to earth. He's got the Guy Fieri goatee going on. I'd be interested in going and checking them out.
Well,
I mean, I wish I had $1 million so I can just go and do an East Coast tour.
You should.
Stop at everyone there.
Just tell your wife you're going to take second half of the summer and just move out here.
There you go. RV it.
Yeah, I've been knowing Sean for a number of years, and he's number one. He's a fun guy, fun guy to hang out with. Loves the tour, loves to have fun, loves to joke around. And I'm sure that he's building those relationships with his players that Lyle had with his players. Who's Sean's mentor, but again, Sean's been around for a long time, and he knows the culture of the tour, and he knows what he's trying to build, and I mean, he really does exude that family, the idea of family and culture. That we talk about all the time, and just with his relationship with Roger, just kind of shows that. They've been neighbors for forever, and started playing golf together about 10 years ago, and that just kind of grew that friendship into what it is. Yeah,
you could tell by their conversation they just like they've known each other for forever. Seems like.
Yeah. I mean. I really did enjoy it, and again, what most people don't know is you all only see or hear what we put into the podcast. You have no idea some of the other things that are said, and we see that don't actually make it in. For example, the stories that were told as we were trying to as we were getting through our technical difficulties, trying to get everybody logged in tonight. And then other things that we were laughing at and cutting up about as we were making sure everything got uploaded. So you always see a piece of it. When the camera's on and the mics are hot, you don't even you miss some of the other things that happen. And again, to me, it just kind of goes back to the authenticity of who Sean is and who Roger is and what the tour is for our members.
For sure, it's a whole different ballgame, and we said it last year with the James brothers. I think these two are leading the pack for 2025 so far, unless the James brothers come back on, because that's a tough act to follow.
It is,
but no, I mean it's a great time, and it was good laughs, and those off camera, or not off camera, but like off recording stories. They can be pretty funny.
They're hilarious. They really are. So again, congratulations.
Congrats.
Oh God! Congratulations to Roger Clater, the March National Tour Member of the Month. But I do want to make sure that we recognize the other nominees that we got, because again, just because you didn't win the national, I mean you're still doing really good things, and that's part of this. We want people to know about what's going on around the country,
Right.
And so the first person that I want to read off was nominated by the Alabama Tour Director Scott Parker, and he writes, I nominate Corbin Holt. He was the first champ play player that I met once I took over as tour director, and he has been the biggest reason, other than myself, for the growth of the Alabama Tour. He has recruited players from all over the state to play. He has always been willing to travel to play on other local tours, Mississippi, Nashville, Atlanta, to name a few. We've also taken several trips to regionals and national championship over the past few years, and Corbin is always a force in those events. He's also a great husband and father to his 2 girls. I'm proud to call Corbin a friend, and extremely proud to have him on the Alabama Tour. And you and I have talked about Corbin. I think he's the most talked about. I think he's probably the most talked about person that has not been on the podcast yet. And we got to make sure that we get him on here real soon, because he's a stick, man. He can play. I mean, he comes to Atlanta on a regular basis to play. I mean, he can play. But again, he's also that down. He's a down to earth guy, and I don't know what it is about those champ flight players, but that's what they all seem to be. The down to earth, personable, types of players. Compared to you A-flight players always being in somebody's face about how you're going to be better than them.
Settle down. I'm the bottom of the barrel A-flight, but we'll see what happens when I get up there on top.
But you know what I'm saying. I mean, he's just a good guy, and again, Scott, thank you so much for nominating Corbin, and I can't wait to see you guys here soon.
Yeah, I mean, he was right there up top of the ones that could have gotten picked. I think any other month he might have been the one that's chosen. So we'll see what the next couple months have. But I mean, we also had from Steve Riley the Cleveland Akron tour, which I'll be there this week. But he would like to nominate Chris Luzio. Chris is always willing to help me set up and tear down, and sticks around till my car is packed. He is a super positive person to be around and loves the tour. He speaks well of the tour and tries to recruit as many as possible. Everyone wants to play their round with Chris, our defending player of the year. And I mean, just having guys like that, having guys like that, that are willing to help and not asking for anything in return, and just making sure that you get everything done, and you're ready to go as a tour director, leave the course before he does. Those guys are very special, and they're the unsung heroes sometimes for us directors.
Exactly. They really are the unsung heroes. I mean, last year and years prior, I couldn't have done it without Al, couldn't have done it without Jen, couldn't have done it without, some of the other players, whether it's Donald Price, whether it's Jamil. I mean, Jamil's been on, but Donald Price in Atlanta was, always willing to step up and help out. And, there's players like that all over the tour. And like you said, they're the unsung heroes, and we should recognize them. And then we've got Scott Ide, the Charlotte Tour Director. He nominated Roger Stevenson from the A-Flight. He says he plays in numerous regionals and other tours, plus he won the A-Flight Championship last year in Charlotte. I'm sure that we're going to see Roger Stevenson around. I mean, he is one that goes all over the place and plays. So again, Scott, thanks so much for making that nomination, and Roger, thank you for being who you are for the tour. We really do appreciate it.
For sure. Again, we had a lot of good candidates this month, and I think what we're doing with this contest is nice to see, and these guys get recognition, or they deserve the recognition that they're getting from their tour directors, because
Exactly.
anybody can tell them thank you, but being able to be recognized for the little things that you do is just what's awesome.
Exactly. So now we've got about 2 more weeks to get nominations in for April. So if you tour directors, if you haven't sent somebody in, start sending in some names, and we'll highlight them. And just remember that the winner of each month will have an opportunity to win their nationals paid for this coming year. So, think about who you got. Think about who really exemplifies what we're looking for in tour members, and let's get them nominated so they can be recognized. And need to make sure we get somebody from each tour across the country so that we can recognize them.
For sure.
So, what's been going on with you? You sound better. You don't sound sick.
I'm feeling better. Not 100%. It's gonna be a long road ahead, but been swinging the sticks around, which is nice. Not losing my breath after a couple swings.
That's good.
I have a couple tournaments coming up, a regional to go to, and we'll see what happens. I know you're gonna get upset. I was debating on going down the B flight for the regional, but I'm going to stick it out in A and see what happens.
Stick it out. Yeah, unfortunately, we had talked about the plan was for both of us to be there, but unfortunately, I've got some family stuff that I have to tend to. Not gonna be able to make it, and I'm Chris. It's one of those things where you got to take care of the family stuff, and
right.
It is what it is,
right.
And so unfortunately, I just got to miss it. It is what it is. I was so looking forward to it for any number of different reasons.
Right.
Obviously to go to the course and see the course and be someplace that's, has a long history in golf, but also to see all the people that we were going to, that I was going to see. You're going to be up there and you're going to be able to see them. You're going to be able to have fun with them, but please send them all my best and send my regrets.
Will do. Yeah, it's going to be a good time. Can't wait to get out there. Might play a course where they have motorcycles instead of golf carts, so that'll be kind of fun.
That'll be fun.
But yeah, it is what it is. But I'll go represent us both the best I can.
Yeah, Mick sent me a text the other day. They picked up a new member for the club.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. So now they got new members. I'm looking forward to see how that club grows throughout the year.
Right.
But I'm going to miss seeing them. But Mick, keep us in the loop, because again, we want to make sure that we highlight what you guys are doing up there, and I want to see how many flags you get, Mick.
We're gonna have to have an update on how many you're collecting this year for
exactly
2025.
Exactly. I'm disappointed I can't go, but I said my best. I know you guys are gonna have fun and it'll be great.
Yes, sir. It'll be a good time.
And you got to get together.
I will.
But remember, we talked about it. It's still early. You're going to be fine. What you need to do is remember the talk we had right before nationals when we started betting. You just stop having all that negative talk.
Right.
It is what it is. Your game is what it is. Go out there for whatever tournament it is and play with the game that you have that day. And if you don't have it, you don't have it. It's that building process. It's that growth that you're going to see. But the only way you're going to be able to do that is if you get rid of that negative thought. You got to get rid of that negative self-talk. You'll be all right.
I mean, I've been practicing putting lately. 10 minutes a day at least, trying to get the
Good,
stroke
because you
straight.
suck. Good, because you suck at putting. I mean,
I know.
let me have all that. Let me have. See, you just did it. You fell right into the trap. See, let me talk negative about you.
No. It's not negative. What it is I'm understanding where I need work on.
Okay.
All
right.
I've already put the distance in the out of my mind. I know I'm not going to be the longest hitter out there for now.
Right.
Right. But I know what I can work on to get better.
Okay.
And I don't think it's being the negative part. I think it's realizing what I can do to improve the game.
There you go. That's what I like to hear.
We'll be all right. Just wait. It's
I
a
know
long year. We're barely in
season.
April.
Exactly. So, I really enjoy talking to Sean and Roger, and offline we talked about the Virginia Tech regional. And it's too bad that you're going to be in Hawaii for that.
I know.
Because that's a really good course too. I mean, and I know that's not till the end of July, but I mean we've got some other really good regionals coming up. I mean, literally, Chris, time is flying by. I mean, things are literally right around the corner. You realize that, right?
Yeah. No, I'm already halfway through my list of tournaments for just my local. Remember how I talked about last year? You start scrolling down, and before you know it, you're at the bottom.
Exactly. I mean, so you got Firestone coming up on 26th, 27th. Then we're in May. We got Sequoia, and then end of May we got PJ West and Treasure Coast. And we got, and then we're into June. Got Cajun Classic and Cabot Citrus Farms. So we've got lots of good regionals coming up. If you haven't registered for them, get on it. Get on it quick. Because I mean,
they're fun. They're like mini nationals. Because you're playing from players from all over the country. You're not just around your local area. You got some big guys out there, so it gets you prepared. Honestly, really I think last year the 2 second places I got helped me get prepared for nationals, and I mean we saw what happened then.
Exactly. So what do you got coming up locally?
Just a local tournament that got rescheduled because of rain out, and then first weekend of May we're gonna do what's called our Beat the Heat, and we're gonna go out up in the mountains and play two courses we always play out there, but Rainmakers is probably the highlight of that one. It's been nicknamed the Painmaker, with just how crazy the course is, the layout. I mean, you got canyons cutting right through fairways. It's pretty enduring. You got deer just chilling in the fairway; they don't want to move. It's a good time though, but it'll test you.
Nice. So let me ask you, and I'm not. This is a serious question, so I'm gonna pose it to you like that. Okay, how much rain did you get, or does it take in El Paso to close the course down?
I think it was close to 2 inches.
Okay, so it was coming down pretty good.
It was coming down pretty good. So with the way El Paso weather is, it's one of two ways. 90% of the time, it's 5-minute downpour, and that's it.
Okay.
I mean, you don't even get a chance to enjoy it. You go out and
right.
you I hear rain. Let's go check it out, and then it's done. Or you have a light drizzle that lasts 6 hours. But that light drizzle that was lasting 6 hours was just collecting, because our courses aren't made to drain water that way.
Right, because you don't generally get it. I mean,
right,
and when you get it, you got to soak it up as much as
correct.
You can. Correct. That's why I was worried about how much it was. You know what I mean? Because if it's coming down really hard, it's going to wash things out, and again, like a lot of times out where you are, you said it'll come down hard and it'll go away, but then you got puddles, you got I wouldn't say flooding, but puddles in the course that you can't do anything with,
Right.
Because it's not meant to drain.
Correct. I mean, hole number one
Right.
had a literal river coming through the middle of the fairway, and
Right.
I mean, it's not supposed to be there. So I mean,
No, I get it.
it comes in both hands because we could have waited an hour. It would have stopped. We could have tried to play, but does the course really want 60
It's not
golf
worth it.
carts driving all through? Like this particular course, you have a cart path that leads into the hole, and then there's no cart path at all until you get by the green.
Right.
So, do you really want 60 carts driving all through your course and damage it for a tournament? Or can we try and reschedule? And honestly, with the reschedule, I gained almost 10 players.
That's awesome.
So, maybe it works out. But, I mean, I'm excited to play it. It is, out of all the courses we have in town, El Paso, Las Cruces, it is the bottom of the courses that I like. I'm not a big fan of it. I don't like the layout, but it is the course that has the best conditions that we're going to get. So it's give or take.
Right.
But I'm ready to go tackle it because I've just been so cooped up with being sick that I haven't been able to play. I'm ready to get out there and start playing, start grinding, and hopefully get some wins here or there.
Well, just get out there and play. And again, at this age, it's go out and see what happens. I obviously compete,
Right.
play to win, but stay within yourself. Play with the game that you have that day, and work on it in between tournaments. I mean, you got to be ready here in a couple of weeks.
Yep, I'm excited.
All right, my friend. You have a good tournament. Enjoy.
Well, I
Firestone.
hope you enjoy the Heritage as much as you can.
Actually, I can't go to that either. And that's I got to be a little bit honest here on that. Part of it is it goes back to where we get tickets from, and
Right.
need to I need to just kind of step away from that. I mean, when you lose a friend like that all suddenly, for me going there, I don't know that right now I could have a good time.
I got you. I understand that.
That's let's just leave it at that. But, the other piece is, and I know I talk about this, but how important my family is. My granddaughter's turning 5, doing birthday, and Sunday is also actually Easter. So my daughter said, "You need to come home," and so it kind of is the best of both worlds, because if we weren't going up there, we would still be here and
Right.
and not going. So at least, I'll be, we'll be away, and it'll give Jen and I a chance to step away for a couple of days and
Yeah. Take the time off.
it'll be fun. But that also means those 2 subs.
Get one for the road.
No, because here's what happens. You eat a full stew sub, guess what? It's nap time.
I guess.
So, all right, my friend. It's always good seeing you. Send my best to the family, and we'll talk to you when
Likewise.
you get back. All right, buddy.
Yes, sir. We'll talk soon.
Bye.
All right, that's a wrap for this week's episode. But Chris, after all this time, you would think we would remember this stuff.
We forgot to tell people how to register, didn't we?
Yep. Take it away.
Well, if you're not already part of the Golfweek Amateur Tour, what are you waiting for? Grab your clubs, join the fun, and see what competitive golf is all about. You can sign up today and start meeting some incredible folks who love the game as much as you do.
All you need to do is go to amateurgolftour.net, click the Join the Tour button, and pay your local tour's membership dues.
And hey, don't forget, if you're enjoying the podcast, you can catch us on all of the major podcast platforms. Be sure to download, share it with your golf buddies, and throw us a quick review if you're feeling the love. It helps us keep bringing you the good stuff and reaching even more golfers out there. Thanks for hanging with us, and until next time, keep swinging and having fun out there.
We'll see you next time. Take care.